Hey everybody, welcome to Shooting with Yankee. As usual, I'm Yankee, so let's start shooting. Tonight's topic is, of the three big polymer guns, the ones that seem to always be at the top of most lists, the Smith & Wesson M&P, the Glock, and the Sig P320, or Pig 320, as I will probably call it multiple times during this video. Which of those three do you prefer? Which one do you think is the best? And do you think, is there something better? Feel free to add that if you want. But that's the question tonight. Which of those is better? Now, me personally, if I have to say which one I think is the better gun, I think the Pig 320 is by far the better gun. It's just designed better. It has a better grip angle. It's more easily changed accessories, etc. Just a better gun design overall. Performs just as good. All that concentrated effort to defame Sig because there's a big money effort to go after them, and YouTubers are more than happy to do it too because they don't pay YouTubers. That aside, it's the better gun of the three. Now, which do I prefer? Well, I'll tell you, my least favorite is the M&P. Never liked them. I don't think they're bad, and now that they have better grips and better triggers, they're better. And now that they're making the metal ones, those are nice. But when it comes to the traditional MPs, just never cared for them. Doesn't mean they're bad, just means they're not for me. Of the three, my favorite by far is Glock. Because when you get into a polymer gun like that, I just don't think there's even a potential for it to be a beautiful gun or something that, like, oh, I'm proud of this gun, I'm going to hand it down through generations. Yeah, they're basic tools. It's like buying a Harbor Freight hammer. So why not go with the one that is the most Harbor Freighty-ish, and that would be the Glock. They are the simplest, they're the cleanest looking, they're all those things, and they're functional, wide variety of sizes. The grip angle's not great, sights aren't great, triggers not great, but like I said, it's a freaking Harbor Freight hammer. So I like the basic clean looks of the Glock. I like the function of the Glock. I like the variety that they have all in the same platform. So really, my preference is the Glock. Now, are they the best polymer gun? No, of course not. H&K's better. CZ's better. All kinds of polymer gun makers that are better. But of those three, my preference is easily the Glock, which I know a lot of people find that shocking because they think I hate Glock because they don't understand satire. But let's get over here to the comments and see if anybody over here agrees or disagrees or whatever. Aaron Talks Firearms says Walther PDP and HKP30 are the best new polymer guns. Well, they are probably some of the better polymer guns. Walther makes really good polymer guns. So does HK, of course. But Walther doesn't hate their customers as much as HK does. But of the three, that didn't really answer the question. Johnny Mandrick said Sif P320. I think he doesn't mean the Asgardian goddess Sif. I think he does actually means Sig P320. Fits my hand better, doesn't feel cheap and plastic. It is a better put together gun. It's just a nice gun. That was John Mandrick right there. Iowa Joe said P320 because Sig is the best ever. Well, I don't know if it's the best ever, but I do like Sig and I like that gun. I like the modularity of it. I like the fact that it uses, the firing control unit that you can swap out the frames and the slides on. That's always a positive. That's a very pro thing for it. John Heasley said P320X10 sent email subject magnets. Well, when I get to the emails in the next segment, we'll deal with that. Crazy Pitbull 16 said the only revolvers I own are two LCRs in 22 long rifle and 327 mag. I want to get my first 357 mag. Should I get a Python 2.5 inch or 5.86 L comp non-carry gun? Okay, well, they don't realize that this is not the open chat yet. Well, here's the thing. If you're going to be buying a 357 Magnum gun, it's going to be hard to beat the 5.86 L comp. Now, if you're not going to carry it, though, get the Python. If you were going to carry it, use it, I'd say get the 5.86 L comp. But if it's just going to be like a range gun, home gun, get the Python. Everyone should own a Python. It's got a better trigger. Mr. Furley, before the M&P and P320, there was Glock, the OG. Well, they're not really the OG. Other guns, there were other polymer guns before they came around. Just most people aren't aware of them. because they didn't do it as cheaply or as effectively. And Glock's marketing, that's what got Glock to where they are. Hell, if a lot of other manufacturers had Glock's marketing, they'd be big now too. But they are, the one that really, I think, changed the opinions on polymer guns in this country. I think before Glock, most people wouldn't have even looked at a polymer gun, and they really did have to change that opinion when they came around. So they're really responsible, I think, for a lot of the polymer guns that came afterwards when they proved that there was a market for them, for basic tools. Glock, since I never shot M&P or SIGs. Well, you've never shot the SIGs or the M&Ps, you should live a little. Get out, do some stuff. Don't they have a day where they take y'all out in a big van and let you roam around like people still, like you're still people? And go to a range, shoot a SIG. Practical Bacon said, shot each of them on multiple occasions, have bought multiple P320s and none of the others. Enough said. Well, yeah, I think that means you like P320s. Now, I have a P320, but it's the AXG. It's the metal framed one. And I like it. It's a very nice gun. The polymer frame ones are great too. They're just not, I'm not much of a polymer frame gun. When I have a polymer frame gun, it's usually a Glock. I've got like 3 and they're all Glocks. I don't think I have it. Well, no, I have a Beretta Pico too, but I don't know if that counts as a gun. But I do have one. Edgar Cortez, I don't know that there is an absolute answer, but I own a SIG P232. Well, that's a different gun entirely, and that's a good gun. SIG C3 and SIG P239. I got one of them too. All real sweet, dependable guns, but I also own Glock 26, Glock 17, Glock 23, all great guns, but I lean towards the SIG. Well, that's weird that you don't have the P320 then if you lean towards the SIGs. You got 3 Glocks, trade them in, get your SIGs. It's a better gun. I prefer the Glock, but I still think the SIG's a better gun. Trigger's better. Sights are better. Design is better. Grip angle's better. Trigger, I said trigger, didn't I? Aaron Talks Firearms said P320 because I hate the Glock's grip and trigger. Trigger does suck. Glocks have horrible triggers. That's why there's so much of a market for aftermarket triggers. But here's the thing. Even the Glock aftermarket triggers, because of the way the gun's designed, you can go out and pay $250, even more, on a trigger replacement for a Glock. And what you really do is you take your Glock on a scale from 1 to 10 trigger-wise, from like a 2 or a 3 to, let's say 3, so people don't get upset, to a 3 1/4, 3 1/2, and you pay a couple extra $100 to do it. Still doesn't make it good, just makes it better. And the grip angle is weird. You can get used to the grip angle. I mean, if you're used to finding your sights, you'll get used to the grip angle, but yeah, they don't like the triggers much. Oh, Donnie Dickerson chimed in here and said, my favorite polymer gun is the Hellcat Pro. Fits my hand perfectly and conceals well. Out of those 3, I choose Glock. Yeah, me too. And there's not really a reason why I choose the Glock. It's not because it's better. Now, it does have a much better aftermarket availability of stuff for it. But here's the thing. The reason there's so much aftermarket availability is because so many things on the actual gun suck. On the SIG, you don't have to replace the triggers. You don't have to replace the sights. You don't have to replace this and that. It comes good already. So there's not as much aftermarket, but it's really not needed. But the Glock, if you like to customize, it's a good thing. It's a good way to start. But it's kind of like comparing, like buying the SIGs, like buying a Corvette. It's already ready to go fast. Buying the Glock is kind of like buying a WRX or something, and you're going to I'm going to put a tune on it and boost it and blah blah blah, and get it to where it's fast. It wasn't really meant to be, but it could be, and there's a big aftermarket to make it fast because it ain't fast enough normally. So it's kind of a similar situation. But I think that's it. I think that's everybody's weighing in today. I want to say thanks to everyone who came in and had their opinion heard. I would say it seemed like Glock maybe was the slight winner. SIG was close behind. It was really funny that it doesn't seem like anybody chose M&P, period. Been a very popular brand for a very long time. And I honestly do think they're better made than the Glocks too. but it's really struck me that nobody chose M&P. But thanks everybody for weighing in. What do you all out there think? Do you like, which one of those three do you like best? And is there a polymer gun maker you think is better? Let me know in the comment section below. If you want to weigh in person on one of these topics, come to one of our live chats. We do them every day at 6 p.m. except for Wednesdays like today when they're at 7 p.m. So come on in. Let us hear what you think. Hope to see you soon. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again.